More New Zealanders are getting behind on payments. In December, more than 400,000 people fell behind on credit payments, and the number of mortgage accounts past due exceeded 20,000. Both telco and mortgage arrears now back to pre-pandemic levels. At the same time, across the holiday season, demand for consumer credit rose. That's personal loans and buy now, pay later products. This January, they were up 3% on last year, driven by Christmas spending and sales season. Turning to businesses now. In December, business credit defaults were up 27% year on year and company collapses up 16%. The hardest hit sectors, property and hospitality, with those companies twice as likely to fail than a typical business. Looking at what it all means for your money management, here's Corazon Miller.
It's all go in the kitchen ahead of what's set to be another busy night at this restaurant, where diners only pay what they can afford.
We're seeing higher numbers of diners, but we're also seeing lower koha, and what that tells us is that there's more people who are struggling. Stats
New Zealand data out today shows average household costs have risen 7% in the last year. It's largely due to the higher interest rates and the increasing cost of getting around, especially the price of petrol. That's seen this radio producer's mortgage repayments almost double in about 2 years.
Obviously, what happens now is the disposable amount that you were able to save before, that has surely shrunk.
It's a cost he can manage, but others aren't so lucky, with a growing number of people falling behind on their debt repayments.
From a consumer perspective, the start of the year is always quite difficult because people tend to spend money and incur credit prior to Christmas, and it then comes back to bite them early in the new year.
He says as a result, people are spending less.
It's having a flow-on impact to small businesses, particularly in the building, construction, the retail sectors and the hospitality sectors are really suffering.
Recent examples include labour hire company ELE, which folded before Christmas, and more recently, Godfrey's, the vacuum retailer. It's a better picture for first-home buyers, though, taking advantage of what's been a quieter market. They made up almost a quarter of all new mortgages last month.
Those who have not purchased the house are having some deposits they have accumulated. They are finding it is a right time to buy the properties because the property prices are reasonable at the moment.
Even then, money remains tight.
People are making difficult choices every day. Things that they used to be able to do without a second thought, they're now having to stop and think about whether or not they can afford it.
This crew stepping in with a 3-course meal to keep bellies full